There have been a lot of attempts to pretty much bully all Canadians into buying into the notion of COVID zero. Extreme lockdowns, super tight, just 4 to 6 weeks, they promise. That's all. And then it eradicates coronavirus. You get to pretty much 0 cases, and then you can go on and live your life again. None of these mockdowns, they say, of pretty much every other extreme lockdown that's happened in Canada. We got to do it tougher than ever our way, and we promise it will succeed. And one of the places they like to point to as a great example is New Zealand, parts of Australia, and the Atlantic bubble. They say, look, they did it in Atlantic Canada. Well, the past few days, those voices for COVID zero, one thing they have not been amplifying is what's going on in Nova Scotia right now. If you take a look at the coronavirus case chart for Nova Scotia since, well, the beginning of the pandemic until pretty much now, you see it's pretty much flatline, maybe one little bump, a tiny little bump, flatline, and then bam, jumps up big time. Nova Scotia is seeing the highest by leaps and bounds number of daily coronavirus cases that they have ever seen before. And now they are in a very tight lockdown. Well, hold on. What's going on? You told us be like Atlantic Canada. You said just one and done, 6 weeks, that's all. You don't just flatten the curve, you eliminate it, and then everything is back to normal and you never have to do it again. Until apparently you do. And maybe until you have to do it again a time after that, as Nova Scotia is showing us. And there have been districts in Australia where they shut things down as well. I know we're told Australia has done such a great job, but when Ontario was grappling with the fact that playgrounds had been shut down there, it only lasted for 24 hours until people rebelled and then the government reversed the decision. Well, parts of Australia, they'd actually shut down their playgrounds in 2021 as well, back in February. So it's not like they're completely done with all of these restrictions. So I think the Nova Scotia story is an example of this COVID zero zealotry, I don't know what else to call it, just is not accurate. I remember first hearing the phrase learning to live with COVID from French President Emmanuel Macron. Now, they've grappled with a whole bunch of different approaches in France, but he first articulated this as a goal back, well, I don't know, like June or so of last year, quite a while ago, and they've been trying to strike a delicate balance there. Obviously, France has had a lot of challenges, but I still think having that conversation, or at least acknowledging that COVID zero is just not a thing, an endemic illness that all experts pretty much acknowledge is here to stay in one form or another, hopefully in a way where we manage to very much minimize serious outcomes and deaths, but still around, out and about in society, where if you're saying the key metric is cases, and that you have to get to pretty much 0 cases, well, we're learning time and time again that that's just not really a feasible thing. Hopefully Nova Scotia manages this situation as best as possible and gets out of it and gets out of lockdown and minimizes serious outcomes, but their situation is also just a teachable moment about COVID zero, Atlantic bubble. I don't know, guys. You can't make that your goal for all of Canada because, well, it's just not sustainable in the long run.